Hello, hello, Libra. Welcome to your June 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you are a sun, moon, or rising Libra. And this spread kind of takes me a while to throw down, so I just pulled it before I started recording, so I hope you don't mind. And now I'm pulling the timeline for all of you. And I would also like to give a huge shout out and thank you to everyone who works with me. You guys are what make this channel possible, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you. I really appreciate all of you, and I love working with everybody. It's such a blast getting to know all of you. And so I hope that you enjoy this reading. And welcome if you're new to my channel. I hope you subscribe. Welcome. Okay, so we covered good if you're sun, moon, or rising Libra. Yes, let's do this. First, I'm going to start with an affirmation card for you. And we have strength. You are hereby declared a strong, resilient warrior of heroic proportions. Enjoy your battles, whatever they are, because you're guaranteed to come through them stronger, brighter, and more compassionate. And based on what I know of mythology, probably with great hair and a six-pack. Okay, so a lot of personal power and perseverance are shining through already in this reading. And let's see what else is showing up. I'm going to pull a truth bomb. Let's see for Libra. Deeper. Virgo got this too. So going beyond the surface is essentially what this is. Going beyond a frustration, going beyond a pain. What is that speaking to? What are the discomforts, the aches, the pains, the frustrations? What is that painting for you? Because ultimately, this is about realizing what is going on beneath the surface. And if you can pinpoint that, it means that you will be able to have a solution. If you're not solution-oriented or focused, then it's going to just remain until you address it. That's why this is coming up. Pay attention to the aches. And then we also have Dragon. I believe that this corresponds with the third chakra. Personal power, right? Like the Strength card, but this is also about like your personal will. What do you want to happen? What do you want to make happen, and what's out of your control? Because remember, the dragon can quickly, or the third chakra can easily get knocked out of balance. Because it's like if you're feeling overwhelmed by control or out of control or like everything is falling apart, then you're trying to manage it, and then it just becomes a huge tangle and a big mess. So this is about really distinguishing what can you contribute to and what can you make happen. What do you have control over? Mindset is something that you can change, right? Circumstances you can't always change. Sometimes things are just crappy or frustrating or hard or challenging. That is part of being a human being. But ultimately, the way that you adapt to those are what you have control over and what you can shift within yourself. And that's what's going to make your life more fulfilling. Okay. Now, this reading, even though if you look at like the actual hierarchy of needs, there's 5 layers. But I combined the bottom 2. These are going to be both primal needs, so food and water, physiological needs, and then also like money, your house, like more of your primal needs, your reptilian brain needs. Let's see what's going on there. The Magician, this comes up a lot in this row because it is about manifestation in part. That's a big aspect of manifesting resources and getting the things that you need, is being able to have a belief system that corresponds with abundance. I don't know why that word was hard to retrieve. So this is really about how are you training yourself to look for the abundance in all things. And that's how you make more of it. It really is a structure that you create for yourself. Vision boarding, journaling, manifesting, like that is going to amplify it, right? That's only part of the equation, but it can really help. And then you have 6 of Wands, victory, success. So you're set when it comes to the material needs. You are good to go. You are really going to feel, I would say, empowered by the state of where you're at. Okay? Make sure you watch your moon and rising or whatever combination works for you, because this layer might resonate differently depending on what else you have going on in your chart and all of that stuff. Okay, and then we have 9 of Pentacles. Yep. Look for the abundance. If you're feeling a lack, look for where there's not a lack. Look for where there's plenty. And what do you need? Do you need time? Do you need money? Do you need a new house? What do you need? And then from there, if this actually looks really cushy, I like seeing this because it's just showing that you have so much potential to get the things that you want and need. It doesn't look hard at all. It actually seems like you have the Midas touch in June. Everything you touch turns to gold. That's essentially what I'm communicating. Let's see what else is showing up. 6 of Swords. Yeah, moving away from things that don't work for you and resources. That's going to be a big game changer as well. It's like clearing house. Do some, I guess for all intents and purposes, summer cleaning. Spring, summer cleaning. And that is going to help you. It's going to make space. So it's like you already have a really solid framework. It's just about, okay, can you create a little bit more space? And then it's really going to flow in. Now, over here, this row is relationships, romance, familial relationships, and friendships. What I would say is that whatever you're more focused on this month, go ahead and just set your intention at I want that row to be romantic partnership. If that's what you're into, or friends and community or family. I would just pick one or see what comes up for you and resonates. Whatever you want to do. Okay, so first thing for Libra, 3 of Cups, celebration, fun, happiness. This is the friendship card, right? This is that sense of, I have people around me. I'm celebrating and having a good time. Good card for dating too, I might add. Family get-togethers, having a good time. This is just pure bliss is coming up in the, in terms of your relationships. The Lovers. Good one. This is a good one to have come up. It really is about that connection, like that sense of union. Where do you feel like you fit? What feels grounded for you and stable? The Lovers, to me, when I think about the Lovers, I think of stability, similar to the 10 of Pentacles, or the 10 of Cups. It really is like focusing on what is your complement? What situations, friendships, partners are your complement, are your match? What do you need to add in your life in the area of relationships? This looks good. This looks like a fun time. And the Star, soulmates, connection. This has to be probably the best row that I've seen for connection and relationships so far. And I am over halfway done with the readings. So this looks really, really solid because it's showing that you're heading in the right direction and you have so many beautiful relationships around you. Like it really is such a great thing that you have here. This is the ideal recipe, right? Ideal, absolutely ideal. So You have the fun, you have the connection, and then you have also the karmic, the astral layer that is providing some stability here as well. So it's just that reassurance that yes, things are definitely opening up and happening for you in a way that is much greater than what you're able to perceive in this moment. The star has a lot to do with the unseen, what you are not able to catch on to yet. It's like the star is a few steps ahead of you. And so this is really opening things up for you. Now, these two cards are more ego-based. I don't mean that in a negative. I mean, this is how you're perceived by others. Are you respected? Are you seen as a unique individual? That type of ego consciousness. We have the Empress, and then I'm going to pull another card just to, I want to see what the other half of it is. The Hermit. So this is interesting. It looks good. Like there's nothing wrong with either of those cards. But it seems that there's part of you that kind of wants to hide. Or there's something about like playing peekaboo. It's really interesting. I think that this is primarily energetic or a lack of like 100% confidence, or maybe you're like, no, I need to do a little bit more reflection, or there's something about here in the way that you are being perceived by others. It's like there's a little bit of hesitation there. That's what the Hermit is bringing up, is like the hesitation of, you know, not being 100% yourself in all circumstances and situations. Oh, that's it. See, sometimes I just have to like talk until it clicks. This is about you feeling out a situation that you're in. It's like, yeah, I'm comfortable, I'm confident, but I also need to feel it out. There's a sense of security that you need in some environment that is really showing up as being a place where you're reflecting. So it just looks like you're taking your time to open up fully. Yeah, and you have the Four of Swords. So this is rest, right? That's the clarity for this card, is like, okay, I need to take a break, recalibrate, think it through. That really is showing up for you as being really important, I would say. Just take your time. Whatever this is, wherever you feel, maybe it's insecurity or fear, go slow. The Empress is saying, no, you've got it, you're safe. This is the nurturer, and then you have the quiet introspection on the side. So just go slow, take it easy. Whatever that environment is, go slow. And then this is your higher self, or your self-actualization, as Maslow would call it. Two of Swords. And I sigh, because that's kind of like the I don't know card. I'm going to just pull a clarity and see if it gives me anything else. This reading is so superb. I'm not worried about it at all. I just want to see Ten of Cups. Okay, so with the Ten of Cups, it really is like this potential that's sitting in your higher self. I think it's more of a trust aspect, trusting yourself, trusting your intuition. Trusting is going to really allow you to tap into that potential of the Ten of Cups. That, you know, the happy, joy, ultimate celebration, like much greater than even the Three of Cups. This is thinking about long-term, what you're able to have. You've already done the major transforming piece, at least for now, right? That's always in progress. But the big thing is that the Two of Swords is saying you kind of just need to trust it more than you are. That in itself is a practice. I know that I say that a lot, but it so is. Trust is a practice. It's not easy. It doesn't, if you have been wronged or harmed or had trauma, it takes time to relearn that skill. If you were forced into a position where you had to be self-reliant, it takes time to rebuild that skill of trusting. It may be that you were put in a position where you always had to look over your shoulder. That's something that is really fatiguing. And so don't be hard on yourself. Just know that you have so much potential. And if you make it a practice, you're going to tap into a lot more. Now we're going to do the timeline. So this is the first quarter where you start off June. 6 of Pentacles. So this is give and take. Reciprocity within the connections that you have and the situations that you're in. So think about like work relationships. Are you over giving at work? Are you not giving enough? Is someone asking you for too many favors? Do you need to set boundaries? It's all that stuff is coming to the surface in terms of give and take. Second quarter, we have the Hermit. Taking some time for yourself is going to help you recalibrate and come into clarity with what it is that you want and what you're really needing at this time. Card number 3, or this is quarter 3, 4 of Vials. So looking at your yeses and your nos, what are you turning down and what are you inviting in? That's going to make a big difference in the way the rest of the month goes. Let me see what the clarity is for the 4 of Vials. So this is the Queen of Pentacles, technically. Maybe it's like a job opportunity, because this actually looks more like a personal resource dilemma that you have. Is like, oh, should I take it? I don't know if I really want to do that. I don't know if I want to take that project. It's like you're evaluating something that's coming up. Like the Queen of Pentacles is like a professional offer. It does not ring as relational at all. Let me make that very clear. It's not coming up that way. I'm not getting an intuitive hit on that. This is showing up more as something that you have to decide for yourself. It looks related to resources. Okay, and then wrapping up the month, you have the Hanged One, right? So this is you. There's some ambiguity to this card because of this. It's kind of like, what do you want? Which way do you want to push it? Like, which way do you want to go? And so the Hanged Man is kind of like, or the Hanged One for this card, is more contributing to you can either stay where you want, or this is going to be the most variable out of anything that I've read today, because of this over here. This is gonna influence where you are at the end of the month. So that's kind of like an up in the air. I would read that more as the Wheel of Fortune for all intensive purposes. And then finally, I'm gonna do a 3-card pick for you. And if you are unfamiliar, you are welcome to ask a question and use one of these cards as an answer. You can pick 1 card for the month. You can pick all 3 cards. You can pick before. You can pick after. It's up to you. You have total autonomy. This is your reading. You do whatever you want with it. Okay. Card number 1. 5 of Pentacles. This looks like worry to me. Like, what are you worried about? Really think about, is there a point of stress? Oh, also, this is the Twin Peaks deck, so some of the imagery people like lose their marbles over. But it just looks like there's some concern or like internal negotiation going on. This looks like the same situation, actually. When I'm reading this, they look very similar. They have a similar principle energetically. That internal negotiation, do I or don't I? What are the offers that I'm taking and turning down? What direction am I going? It's it's just some anxiety coming up around that. Card number 2, you have the 6 of Pentacles. Give and take. Again, this is a repeat of this card. Focus on boundaries. Like this is really calling you to pay attention to how much you're giving. You don't want to overgive. You don't want to overinvest. Like that tends to be where people are most of the time. There are exceptions, but it's just like watch how much energy you're giving. And then card number 3, we have the Star. So you're heading in the right direction. This is a reminder of that, even if you can't see it. Okay, you are, I promise, you're going to get spit out where you're supposed to, and you're going to end up wherever you want, right? So it really is about just holding on to that part of yourself. Okay, the believes is possible is what I'm saying. Okay, so anywho, that is all I have for the reading. Don't forget, if you want to work with me, all of it's in the description box. All the decks I used today are in the description box. Leave a comment if you have any questions, or if you are, if you enjoyed this reading. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you can get notifications of when I post new videos. And until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful June, Libra. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you later.